Man vs. 50 with author Richard Maloof. Real advice and real stories on topics, regardless of age, and important to the modern man. Now, here's Richard.
All right. Welcome to Man vs. 50. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. This is amazing.
Yes, and I'm here with Glen from Revision. You doing good today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, happy to be here this hot Texas day.
Yeah, it's amazing out there today. I wasn't expecting it to be this hot. So appreciate you being on.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fantastic. And one of the reasons that I asked you to be on, and one of the reasons I started this show, is because as we age, it's amazing how much goes into taking care of yourself. And I've always been a huge proponent of really good skincare. And over the years, I've tried so many different things. And then I met you, and you got me turned on to Revision, which is medical grade skincare.
Yep.
And we're going to talk a little bit about that and what that means as opposed to over the counter.
Okay.
But having a good skincare regimen is so important.
So important.
And you've seen it in all the people you go into all these spas and service so many people and promote this product, and you've seen the results. And a lot of guys, again, this is one of the reasons for the show, a lot of guys just don't see it as a very important part of their daily routine. And you and I have talked many times, and we know it's really important to have a good skincare line. So I love Revision. I've been using it now for a couple years, and I definitely see the difference versus some of the things I was using in the past. I have my go-to things, my Revox and my hydrating serums and some things like that I just think are next level, are really good. But again, you coming on today is really important to me because it can't just be me always telling people why it's so important. And I know, we think of good skincare and, people think of women and it's good for, it's just more than that. I have a lot of
100%.
women that have come into the spa who they're like, well, I bought this stuff for myself, but my husband won't stop using it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's like kind of how they get hooked. Right. So, I really believe there's a need and a want out there for good skincare. Men probably do want good skincare. They have no clue where to start, who to ask, what to do. And it is kind of intimidating because you walk in and there's 5 shelves full of all this stuff. And it's like, where do I start? So if I was coming in off the street and I wanted good skincare, and we'll get to the medical grade with the Revision line, where would I start? If they said, I'm like, Glenn, I have enough money for 4 products. What do you recommend?
Yeah. So the thing with Revision that I love is one of our, little brand missions is multiple pathways. And there's a lot of companies I've worked for where we have mission statements and it feels silly to regurgitate them, but Revision really holds true to some of the things that make our product amazing. So one of those things is multiple pathways. There's a lot of products out there that are, and we'll get into medical grade later in the difference, but they claim to be medical grade and, technically they are because they need a medical director, but they are so one-dimensional, right? We have, so to answer your question, it would be daily boosting serum. You have hyaluronic acid, lipid-wrapped vitamin C, bioavailable peptides. I mean, we're talking 6 bioavailable peptides in it. You're going to have chamomile for skin calming. And then something that has really turned the industry on its face. I really would go as far to say this is the best medical grade product I've used. And I've used all of them. It has a tissue rebuilder in it that they actually use in brain medications. Oh. So you're getting tissue rebuilding. I mean, you're getting tone and texture improvement. And so that is my pick one. I always tell people if I were to pick one, that would be it. Then you go to our vitamin C, right? You were talking about a lot of us, we have bursted capillaries, that start to form on the nose, or, you'll see guys that'll start to get that red around the nose, rosacea, right? A lot of people have compromised microbiomes, so it makes you more susceptible to things like eczema or psoriasis, things on the face. So the C plus correcting complex is going to be a 30% lipid wrapped L-ascorbic acid. And, I can even get into lipids later. I could talk for hours about this, but the optimal way that your skin receives nutrients is through a lipid wrapping mechanism. And there's a lot of medical brands that use dimethicone, or they use a water base, right? I mean, if our skin was water loving, every time we got in the shower, you'd fill up like a sponge. So I love that Revision lipid wraps their products, but I would say a good start with two would be the daily boosting serum or the C plus correcting complex. And then we'd kind of prescribe accordingly for everyone else.
Right.
Revox is obviously amazing if you want that instant gratification, you want the line relaxing, but you maybe don't want needles.
Right.
Maybe you do like needles and you want a neuromodulator extender.
Right. Yeah, no, it's, again, the products are, again, they do cost a little bit more than going to CVS or Target or wherever. But I find that you use less and then the results are way better. So than buying something over the counter. And, I see a lot of men who have amazing cars and buy expensive shirts and stuff, but don't want to invest money in their skincare. And I don't get it. I just have never gotten it.
I think it's not, they think that it's not for them.
Right.
And that it just, which is so silly. You know what I mean? Of course, everyone wants, you're going to take care of your body and then your face looks 20 years older than the rest of your body.
Right.
So,
and it's never too late to start. Right.
No,
so
absolutely not.
You're a young guy.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older.
Yeah.
But even men my age can start now and see a visible difference in their skin. So
absolutely.
Again, it's not too late. Starting earlier is better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But even as you get older, it's just never too late to start taking care of your skin. And you can see the results quickly. And once you get used to it, it's such an easy in the morning, boom, 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 you're done. And I just, again, think men shy away from it because it's less threatening to go into CVS or Target because you don't have to ask somebody. And we've talked about this before. It is intimidating, even if you went to Nordstrom and there's an attractive person behind the counter and you're going in there and like, I need something for the crow's feet under my eyes or the bags under my eyes or whatever it is. It's not comfortable. But there's ways to find out information about Revision. And let's just take a step back. If I had no clue about any of this stuff, what would you recommend be the first step of understanding more about kind of some of the products you were talking about?
So actually, I want to back up for a second because there's something you mentioned that I think is really important, and that's price. Because, of course, in this industry, that comes up all the time, the price. And I'm also a consumer, right? Like I work for Revision, but price is an important thing to me, even like when we talk about cars, right? Like, why does this car cost $10,000 more than this same car? Well, this one has Italian leather seats and air conditioned Apple CarPlay, and it's the same with skincare. There's a reason why the price tag. So just really quick, without getting too granular and losing people, there is a higher percentage of correcting ingredients. And for each percentage you go up in that, you're getting more correcting, but there's a cost associated with that. And then we also talked a little bit earlier about the lipid wrapping, right? Like the optimal way that your skin is going to receive those ingredients is through a lipid wrap mechanism. That costs money. Right. Another thing that I didn't know is that a lot of ingredients that are highly repairing in medical grade skincare, they oxidize and go bad like food. Right. So you need packaging to be on point. So packaging, the right packaging, double wrapping it inside the bottle, that costs more money. So I think that that's really important to understand. So because a lot of people, they can't get past the cost. Right.
And not sorry to interrupt you, but you told an amazing story one time about the vitamin C, the 30%, and how other products, that percentage fades over time, but because of the way you package, it stays consistent, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have competitors that, so to give you an example, like think about an apple, right? You take a bite of an apple, you put it on the counter. What color does it turn? It turns brown, right? As it oxidizes. It's the same with vitamin C, right? So you'll see a lot of brands, not calling anyone out, but you see a lot of brands that package their vitamin C in a twist off top bottle. Well, L-ascorbic acid, that is the scientific name for vitamin C. It goes bad very fast and it oxidizes from oxygen, but also sunlight. So when it does that, it makes it useless, right? So and there's other brands too that like maybe they will lipid wrap or they'll use a dimethicone delivery system, but it's not the way that your skin likes to receive the ingredients, but they'll dye the vitamin C with turmeric and coffee so that you can't tell that it's oxidizing. So with a revision, it comes out white day one. Will it eventually 2 years later, or maybe like a year and 8 months, start to turn brown? Yes, but we're like very like, we're the brand for people that really want to level up their skin. So we start white, and yeah, I mean, if you don't use it for 2 years, it'll turn brown, but we're not trying to do like trickery or anything like that.
No, it's so interesting. I mean, these are things people just don't know.
They don't know it.
Sometimes the lack of education or understanding what these products do and why the price point is where it's at is because you're actually getting something, to your point, is effective, lasts longer, and is quality. You get what you pay for, right?
Right.
And so, again, this skincare thing, you know how I feel about it. I just don't understand that little extra investment on product for your skin, why it's so important. And there's even a line of SPF, right?
Oh yeah. IntelliShade. So, and I think, to give grace to people, I think they don't know what they don't know. And that's the big thing, is there is a lot of gatekeepers, even within medical grade skincare. Not all medical grade is made the same, right? We just talked about people who dye the products with turmeric and coffee so that you can't tell that it's oxidizing. A lot of people don't know what hyaluronic acid does, right? They've heard the word, but they don't know what it does. A lot of people don't know what vitamin C does. They just know that people say, oh, you need a vitamin C. So we could even later on, in a little bit, get into what those things do and why you need them. But yeah, I mean, these are, you need them to repair the scaffolding of your skin. There's a reason why somebody looks 37 versus 27. We can even talk about that too.
I mean, it's amazing on two fronts. I think technology and the things that have gone into some of these products you release is amazing, right? Things that weren't around many, many years ago that you guys are bringing to the forefront of the industry. And I just think, to your point, it can be overwhelming, but once you break it down and kind of understand some key things like you're talking about, some vitamin C and different ingredients, it's not that difficult.
It's not that difficult. And I'm sorry I sidetracked us. You were talking about IntelliShade. So yeah, our IntelliShade sunscreen, that's amazing. We have, and also actually this is a great opportunity to tell a lot of people the difference between a mineral sunscreen and why is that important versus a mineral chemical blend, right? So first of all, the first thing that I want to say about IntelliShade and sunscreen in general is chemical doesn't always mean toxic chemicals, right? Like there's chemicals that we use that are amazing and they're very reparative, but why would we go with a physical sunscreen versus a chemical? So let's talk about that. If you have hyperpigmentation or melasma, you can hyperpigmentate or have, a bad melasma outbreak from not just sunlight, but actual heat. Okay. So something that a physical sunscreen will do is it will also help shield from heat, believe it or not. So that's why a mineral sunscreen for somebody that struggles with melasma or hyperpigmentation, it's a must.
Right.
It's not a, oh, I don't like the texture. You need a physical sunscreen so you don't hyperpigmentate or, get a bad outbreak of melasma or darken your melasma. Now, if you don't have those and you are a big texture person, a chemical mineral blend might be the answer for you. And then when it comes to IntelliShade, it's so much more than just a sunscreen. You have bioavailable peptides. You have lipid wrapped vitamin C, which is that THD ascorbate. You're going to have obviously an SPF 45 to 50. And some of them you'll have a tint that comes from iron oxide.
Right.
And then you have a moisturizer. So what kind of separates your product apart from others is it's doing more than just protecting from the sun. And I feel like a lot of your products do a lot of amazing things. And, I forgot about Nectafirm. Like I love Nectafirm. Yeah.
Like I just like the ease. And once you get into your little regimen every morning, it's 2 minutes and you're done.
Well, you don't
right?
want to stop because you see results,
Right.
right? It's like when you first, I think that's the biggest thing why people give up sometimes in the gym is they want to see results instantaneous. And so they're like, God, I've been going for the last 2 weeks and I don't have a 6-pack. And I think sometimes with skincare, and also look, like, all medical grade skincare is not made the same, but with revision, you do get really fast results. I mean, I hear people tell me that from the daily boosting serum, they see results in 4 days.
Yeah.
And I almost like cringe. I'm like, don't say that. Cause
Right.
you know, they might not, but
Right.
I mean, it's unbelievable because we're attacking aging from so many different standpoints with that serum.
Right. And I think, you know, I just had a guest on we were talking about PRF hair restoration. And to your point, we live in a society that wants instant gratification.
Right.
And, you know, with hair restoration, it takes time. And, you know, again, that's great that they saw results right away, but it's a habit that you form. And consistently doing the habit will yield results and yield the things you're looking for. But there is no miracle thing that you put on your face and the next day all of a sudden I'm 10 years younger. It doesn't happen like that. So, but again, we get there a lot quicker with revision than we do other products. And that's
absolutely
the big key. And again, the reason I wanted to have you on is because, you know, again, you and I have talked several times, high-end skincare using really good quality ingredient skincare is so important. And I want, you know, I'll put like below, I'll put your email address and we'll have the email address to the spa. And again, if you have questions, you can, you know, send me a message on YouTube and I'll put you in the right place. I'll get you to the right person. So, and I know you're always available for questions and always very helpful when it comes to stuff. And coming from a very non-intimidating explanation of it, because I do think men want to know, but sometimes it's hard reaching a certain comfort level, asking someone for help in that. And then they're just pretty much, who cares? I'll just get this, you know, whatever brand, all in one, body wash, shampoo, face wash, whatever. I'm like, if you're using something that does 5 different things, does it really do anything good? You know, like, I mean, it makes no sense to me, but sometimes men like to make it simple. But I will say this, I do see an uptick in men wanting to purchase better skincare.
Right.
And
why would you not?
Right. And revision is a great option.
Yeah.
Great. You know, we love it. Everybody loves it. So I really appreciate you coming on and explaining. And in the future shows, what I'd like to do is take maybe a certain product that maybe one of your newer products or something and really highlight that and let you kind of talk and explain what it does and what it's about. And maybe make, you know, like highlight a product and men can listen and see what that does. And then we'll make it a quick, this is what you need, go get it. This is what it does.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
This is where you get it. And for people who aren't local here in Spring, I'm going to put the website to Savvy Chic, you know, Laser and Aesthetic Spa in the bottom. And if they subscribe to Man vs. 50, they'll get 20% off their purchase. Also, you know, you can go directly through our link to Revision's website through our Savvy store, if you will, and purchase products. But there'll be a lot of information in down below so they can like have access to you or, you know, get in touch with the spa and if they want more questions to be answered. And again, I know Man vs. 50, but for women too, for everybody, these products are amazing.
Yes.
You know, and my focus is to help men really get educated on this stuff. But again, these products are amazing for male, female, you know, whoever.
Absolutely,
so, and again, I think what you were saying, I'm glad you brought that up, the price point. You get what you pay for. And
you get what you pay for.
You know, the stuff, it comes in multiple sizes for different, you know, applications. So I just think you do a great job. Revision does a great job of really giving a lot of options. You know, you're an amazing evangelist for them. We continue to, you know, fall in love with more products that you guys have and try new things, and everything we try works amazing. So again, I really appreciate you coming on, sharing your expertise. I mean, you're very passionate about it. It comes through with what you're talking about. But again, this it's not difficult, and we have people who can answer your questions if you need help, or if men need help out there trying to figure out what they should do. Absolutely.
Yeah. If there was a takeaway for one product today, daily boosting serum.
Daily boosting serum.
Fix all your concerns, right? Sun damage, laxity, tone and texture. So if there was one that I had to really harp on today, it would be the daily boosting serum.
Okay, and they can get that if they subscribe to Man vs. Food. Man vs. 50.
Hey, food too.
Hey, food too. And Man vs. 50 and 20% off at the spa. And again, I love that product. It's amazing. So really appreciate you coming on, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching Man vs. 50 with author Richard Maloof. Don't forget to subscribe.